Hi there! Today we are going to make some delicious Lebanese food, specifically kibbeh. Kibbeh is basically the Middle Eastern meatloaf, and it's ground meat. It used to be made with ground lamb, and you can make it with ground lamb if you want to. This particular version, we're just going to use ground meat. And then you have what's called burgal, which is cracked wheat, and it's tabbouleh. If you've ever seen tabbouleh in the stores, in the boxes, that's what burgal is. That's what bulgur or cracked wheat is, and that's all it is. So you can either buy it at, a bulk store, and you're looking for cracked wheat or tabbouleh wheat. That's what they usually call it in the stores. Or you can just go get a couple of boxes of tabbouleh. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need tabbouleh wheat. You're also going to need a couple of pounds of ground meat. You're going to need some salt and pepper. You're going to need some cumin. And you're also going to need, I think that's it. Okay. And then we're also going to make, to go alongside of it, we're going to make some spinach and garbanzo beans. I have become obsessed with spinach and garbanzo beans, and it's so good with the kibbeh. So let's get started making some food. Okay, first thing you need to know about burgal or tabbouleh is you have to reconstitute it, basically, because it's dry cracked wheat. Okay, so how you do that is you use warm water. And so in this bowl I have 2 cups of burgal, and that's going to go into 2 pounds of ground meat. So it's a cup and a pound. And this has been soaking for a good 15 minutes, and ooh, it's nice and soft, it's nice and delicious. And you need to put about 1 inch of water over the wheat, because what you're doing is you're letting it swell and you're letting it get nice and moist. Because if you don't do this step and you put it directly into the ground meat, it's going to suck up all the juices of the ground meat, and all that's going to happen is you're going to end up with a hockey puck. Trust me, I've done it before. It's very sad. Okay, so this is what the wheat looks like when it's nice and soft, and it's gotten nice and reconstituted. And hold on, because this is what it looks like when it's not. Okay, this is the dried tabbouleh. This is the dried tabbouleh, and you can tell the difference because it's a little bit drier. And this is not what you want to put into the meat, because you will make a mess. Well, you'll have a hockey puck is what you'll have. So how long does it take to do this? Well, it takes a good, I would say 20 minutes at least. I usually tend to give it about 30 minutes. And you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the softness in your hands. I love playing with this. It's so wonderful. You're gonna feel the softness in your hands. Use warm water because it goes a little bit faster. And this is perfect because you can feel the softness. Okay, so one more time. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. There's still a lot of water left in here, and you don't need that much water. So I'm going to drain out a bit of this water and get rid of that. I'm going to use some of this water in here because I like my tabbouleh to be nice and tender and pretty moist. So I'm going to take out most of this water, but I am going to leave a bit of it in there. Now, tabbouleh, traditionally, you just need salt and pepper, a little bit of cumin. My family likes to put in mint, and we also like to put in piñons. But I don't have any mint on me, and I don't have any piñons. But if you do, all you need to do is put about a cup of mint to 2 cups of tabbouleh, and about a cup of piñons. And it makes it really nice. It gives it a nicer, like a nice flavor, a different flavor. This is kind of your basic kibbeh recipe. And my mom's going to have a heart attack. She's sitting just beyond the camera, but I am going to leave a lot of this water in because I like a lot of the water kind of left into the tabbouleh. And my mom's probably going to be going, that is not how I taught you how to make it. But this is how I'm going to make it, even though my mom's watching. Okay, so we have most of the water out, but there's still a pretty decent amount of water in here. So now what we're going to put in is some chopped onions. I've got about, I would say, about 1.5 cups of chopped onions. And put those in there. And then a decent amount of black pepper. Because remember, you're seasoning not only the meat, but you're also seasoning the wheat, and you're also seasoning the onions. So don't under-season. Don't be afraid to season, because trust me, it's going to be amazing. Lots and lots of pepper. It really makes a difference, trust me. Okay, and then you need some salt. And I would say, think about when you're seasoning a pound of ground meat, season a little bit more. Because there's nothing sadder than under-seasoned kibbeh. And then some cumin. Oh, so delicious. It makes all the difference. Now, you know cumin from Mexican cooking as well, but they use a lot of cumin in Middle Eastern cooking. I'm going to put about, I would say about 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Maybe about 2 teaspoons for 2 pounds of ground meat. And then here's your ground meat. Now, I tend to use 80-20 because you want the moisture, okay? You don't want this to be dry. And this was just ground beef that I had in my freezer that I'd portioned out. Took it out earlier. Now it's nice and soft and it's ready to go. And really, honestly, this is it. Now, you know, in traditional, well, in American meatloaf, you use breadcrumbs. That's what the tabbouleh is, okay? And what it does is it stretches that protein so that you can have a little bit more substance in the protein. Oh, look at that. And then just get in and move everything around. Get everything nice and mixed in. And you are not going to believe how fabulous this tastes. Okay, now this, the 2 pounds of ground beef and the 2 cups of tabbouleh is enough to fill a regular rectangular baking sheet, and that's like a 9 by 12. And this is fabulous, and it's so rich and it's so good, and your family's going to absolutely love it. And it's super easy to make, and it freezes beautifully, by the way. Okay. And we're almost done. We've got all that deliciousness in there. And you're going to want to set your oven to broil. You're going to broil the top of this for about, I would say 5 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less, depending on how really hot your broiler is, because you want to get a little bit of a crispy top on it. And then you're going to turn it all the way back down to 350, and it's going to cook for another 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, and we're done. Now, I'm also going to do something else that my mom is going to, off camera, go, I didn't teach you how to do that. It's just something that I've done. So I'm not even going to look over at her because she's to my left. But we're going to pretend like she's not watching this part. Okay, here we go. Let's put this in here. Wow. Dun, ta-da-da. Get all that goodness out of there. And then squish it in. Don't pack. You don't need to. Just put that in there. Even it out. See how perfect that fits? Oh, I can't tell you. It already smells amazing with all the spices and You are going to love this. Okay, now we have to score the top. Why do we score the top? Because that's what my Scythian and my mom did. I have no idea why we score the top. I do what I'm told. Except for the part that we're going to put on top, and my mom's going, That's not what I taught you. Okay. So get yourself a sharp knife. And you're going to go, like you're making portions. You're going to score it. And then you're going to go again lengthwise 3 times. And then you're going to go corner to corner. And again, why do we do this? I don't know, because that's what the little old ladies do. And you know, you have to do what little old ladies tell you. Okay, and then you put like 3 little holes. 3 rolls of 3 little holes. And a little bit of olive oil. This is the part my mom's going, what are you doing? I like doing this. It makes it taste better. And put a little bit over the top, not a whole bunch. I'm thinking maybe at the most 2 tablespoons. And just put it over the top and rub it around the top. Okay, maybe a little bit more because this is a little dry. Okay. And that's it. Ta-da! You made kibbeh. How amazing is that? Okay, now we're going to go throw this in the oven under the broiler 5 minutes and then turn it all the way down to 350 for about another hour. Okay, so we have the kibbeh in the oven. So you need something to go alongside. Now sometimes you could pretty much put anything you want to alongside. You could put a green salad with a little bit of dressing on it. You could put, hummus is delicious alongside of it. Or you could even put tzatziki, which is of course yogurt and onions and cucumbers all mixed together. That's perfect too. But I've recently become obsessed with spinach and garbanzo beans together. It's so good. And I know you're probably going, ew, garbanzo beans? Trust me, I felt the same way about 6 months ago. They are so delicious. Please, please, please try this because it's super easy, it's super delicious, and you are never, never, never going to say, ooh, garbanzo beans again. Okay, so here's what you're going to need. You're going to need 2 cans of spinach, drained, or you can use fresh spinach, or you can use frozen spinach. I've used all 3. I don't care which one it is. It's delicious either way. You're also going to need a couple of cans of garbanzo beans drained. Don't rinse them because that little bit of the juice that hangs on the garbanzo beans helps everything along. You're also going to need a little bit of chopped onion. And what I've already done is sweated the onions down a little bit. It takes about 20 minutes, okay? Actually, this is a very fast dish, believe it or not. It's just the onions that take a little bit. And that's it. So let's go make some spinach and garbanzo beans. Okay, garbanzos and spinach and a little bit of onion. So the onions have been cooking for about 20 minutes, okay, on high. Just move them around a little bit, just some plain olive oil. And you really don't need a whole lot of olive oil, okay? And then, this is a really tough recipe. You throw the garbanzo beans in. And they're so good. Oh, I love these things. You throw the garbanzo beans in. And then you throw in the spinach. I've already drained that in the can, so it's a little packed. And then you throw in the spinach. And you've got a little bit of juice left in all of the cans. That's good. Okay. And then you're going to add a bit of salt and pepper. I use reduced salt on both of those cans, by the way. You don't need a whole lot of salt because this is actually really, really, the flavor is so good you don't really need a lot of salt. You're going to use a little bit of pepper. And then, just to echo a little bit the kibbeh that we've got in the oven, a little bit, just a knife point really. And you're going to say, well, why am I even bothering? Trust me, it makes a big difference. A little knife point of cumin. And then, use the stir fry method. It's actually a lot easier. You're just going to move stuff around and warm it up. Because really that's all you're doing. Everything's already cooked. You just want to warm everything up and let all the flavors get together. My mouth is already watering. I love this stuff. And this can simmer on the stove like on low heat for a good, 10-15 minutes and just warm up. And that's all you're doing. And I like this stuff even when it's cold. It's so, so good. And I know you're thinking to yourself, man, are you kidding? 2 things I can't stand, garbanzo beans and spinach. Trust me, try it. It's so good. And that's really all you're going to do. And for the next 10 minutes or so, knock that down to low heat and let it just warm through. And believe me, you will love, love, love this stuff. Ooh, I even like them when they're just out of the can. So good. Okay. kippeh and spinach with garbanzo beans. Deliciousness we're going to taste. Now remember, with the kippeh, you can put in a bunch of other different things. You can put in mint. You can put in piñon nuts. I like it like this. I like it like that. Ooh, you know, we've even put in pecans once or twice, and they're delish. And it just changes the texture a little bit, gives you a little bit of crunch. It's hotter than heck because I just took it out of the oven. My mouth is watering. Oh. Seriously. You got to make this dish. It's so, so good. You can make a big pan like this. It freezes beautifully. You can eat it cold. You can eat it hot the next day, warmed up. And it is just, it's sublime. It's so rich. It's so good. When that camera turns off, I'm eating this whole pan by myself. Oh, deliciousness. Okay, spinach, garbanzo beans. Trust me. If you like menudo, you like garbanzo beans. It's the same thing. And it's so good, and they're kind of like they've got kind of a really dense texture, and they're creamy and they're delicious. And then the spinach next to it, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of cumin. So fabulous. Make this. It's so good. Okay, I'm done talking. Just like that, make it. I'm eating.